Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Jason and we're back with some more Distant Worlds universe. As we begin our little, we'll say episode, I was looking around the map and I discovered this little battle, this little invasion, if you will, of basically the, oh come on Jason, you gotta remember these things, the Daedalus Technocracy attacking one of the Cadian territories' planets. Because they are currently at war, which I had forgotten. I'm sorry if I've got to get a little bit up to speed here because I actually was gone for about a week. I wasn't able to record anything, so I had to create a buffer. So it's been a week since I've even looked at the game, so I'm gonna try to remember things and get back into the swing of things. But yeah, anyways, we've got an exploration ship over here. Why is it so damaged? That is upsetting. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my history log right now because I want to know if somebody attacked our, oh, it was a pirate destroyer. Okay, so basically some pirate probably attacked it. Now, because this ship is basically, it's wrecked. It's losing energy, it's got, all of its components are damaged, it's just sitting there. As much as I would like to go ahead and send out a construction ship to repair it, we're going to have to abandon it. So I'm going to go ahead and select it, and we're going to go ahead and hit scrap. We'll have to build a new exploration ship for me to use, look around the galaxy. So, actually I could have left it there so I could have kept looking at the system. Oh well, it's too late to take it back now. So, we're gonna go ahead and build ourselves a new exploration ship. We'll probably build this here at the blue planet. Now, I did get a notification telling us that the inhabitants of our colony, Rezu, which I believe is a planet we recolonized, they're once again rebelling against our rule. So we'll have to go ahead and take a look at that and see if we can deal with that. So let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and choose where's exploration ships. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and choose the one that is currently being built. Select ship, and we'll assign that to, I believe it was number 4. So Control 4. And when that is built, I'll be able to go ahead and start using that to look around things. So let's take a look at Rezu. It is currently, there is a rebellion going on here. However, it does look like we are going to be able to keep the planet. The rebellion will fail, which is excellent. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to try to retake the planet from us, but the troops that we do have on planet will be able to repel that, and we should be able to keep that. Now, this here is, if I'm remembering correctly, Rezu, is that in the, yes, it is in the Zita system. So once this base is up and running, we'll be able to go ahead and actually, sorry, I'm zooming in and out. There's actually a couple other planets in here, that are, I believe, owned by Diet. They are independent, planets, that are owned by the Diet. And, so we'll be able to go ahead and try to take those as well. So this system has the potential of really getting huge when you consider we have 2 fully developed planets, and I don't think. Let's take a look at the situation on the ground here. Let's take a look at their military force. 172k. Now I'm sure there's going to be some modifiers to that, but if we come in with like Strike Force Alpha at about 300k worth of troops, you know, mixed with, you know, armored special operations, we should have no problem going ahead and taking these planets as well. So I've got big plans for the Zita system. And actually, I was curious. I zoomed out and I was actually taking a look at Strike Force Alpha and what they had. They are currently going to actually they are refuel at Rodian Major 1 spaceport, and that will be the Reach spaceport. So I figure, you know, their troops are at 225k strength. That should be enough to take one of the planets. But you know what? Let's go ahead and make sure of it. This is Reach, so they should have. This is not Reach. This is Rodian Major 1. Right, Reach is on the way to Rodian Major 1. It's over in the Aurelian system. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. I don't know, for whatever reason I got that mixed up. Like I said, just be patient with me. I will get reacquainted with the galaxy. We're gonna go ahead and recruit at least 2 more Strike Trooper battalions so that when, you know, Strike Force Alpha comes here, actually we'll have to get 3. when Strike Force Alpha gets here, hopefully some of these will be completed. We'll be able to load them on and get, quite a few troops, which we'll use to capture some of those diet planets. Now, speaking of the diet, I haven't really paid too much attention to this big red circle up here, and this sort of follows the pattern of the Diet Authority, and that is based. They tend to have one colony, and they don't expand too much. I've noticed. Sometimes they do. They do tend to use slavery a lot, so they tend to have a lot of, we'll say, like prison planets, like penal colonies. That's what the word is. But yeah, typically in most of my playthroughs, I've noticed the Diet like to sort of restrict themselves to one planet, and they don't expand as much as some of the other empires. They're kind of sort of, I don't know, they like to keep to themselves and not really spread out too much, but they can be fairly aggressive, but in this game here, it does look like they are fairly weak. I'm sure there's plenty of planets out here that they've got the potential of going ahead and colonizing, and there's lots of resources here, but like I said, that's just the AI for that particular faction. Now, I believe also in a previous episode, I said I couldn't colonize. There was a colony over here, one of these two. And I was like, oh, it's too far away from existing colonies. And I was like, yeah, I can't go ahead and colonize there. But, just because I can't send a colony ship doesn't mean I can't send a strike force. So technically, I could colonize out this far if I sent out Strike Force Alpha with troops, because it's not actually establishing a colony, it's taking an existing one. So I just can't send out a colony ship to colonize it, I need to actually take it over militarily. So that's a possibility, because this is still, we'll say, independent from any other faction. However, I do feel like the Naxilians are going to go ahead and make a grab for the system, especially because one of the planets does include some Naxilians. It does have some Naxilians there, so they could send over a colony ship to take that one planet, but the Diet one will still be a bit of a problem. So those are, we'll say, some things to sort of consider here. Strike Force Bravo. Now I believe we've left them up in the Zita Apostolou system, which I think I'll keep them there. Sort of keeping them here to sort of stabilize this area until we can really establish this as sort of a, I can't really say a seat of power, but it will be an area that, and it'll become strong enough that we will be able to project our power here, or we'll have a foothold. There's the term I'm looking for, a foothold. So they're still pretty upset. They're still really not happy. I don't understand why they're so happy. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the pirate presence. I really don't know why. Most colonies we set up, they're a little bit unhappy, but they don't go crazy. They don't, start rebelling against us. So I suspect, intelligence missions being done against us, but I'm not entirely sure. So the exploration ship Bright Scout has been completed. So that sucker there is the shields are charging up, and I can start using him for we'll say scouting missions. So speaking of, we'll say, scouting missions, I want to, we'll say, maybe take a look at what the different factions are doing. It definitely does look like the Teekans have pushed in pretty well into Rhodian territory. Actually, is that war still going on? Let's take a look. Not Strelor, sorry, Teekan Corporation. So yeah, the Teekan Corporation is still at war with the Rhodians and the Gazurians, and the Great Kaidan territory is still at war with the Dandalus Technocracy. So it's like I said, it's fun seeing other factions at war. They're rebelling against us yet again. I don't know what they hope to accomplish here. Now I do notice that our units are a lot weaker, so they are actually they are slowly weakening us. But we do have other units that are currently being recruited. So let me go ahead and take a look at Rezu again. I need to take a bit more of, we'll say, a closer look here on the ground. So we're currently recruiting. Are you gonna give me the percentage? No, you're not. You're just gonna say, okay, so this one here, overall attack strength right now is, or we'll just say attack strength is 63, and the we'll say, actually, no, I can't do it that way. Readiness, that's the number I'm looking for. I'm sorry. Normally, what I'll do is I'll put my mouse cursor over top down here in the bottom, and it'll tell me what percentage they're completed. And I couldn't find that, but if we actually hold the mouse cursor over the unit here, it says readiness. and it says 60, and that can be read as 60%. On any unit that's sort of grayed out, the readiness will indicate how far along they are to being, we'll say, built or being fully recruited. Now, you'll notice our readiness for this unit is 54, but because it is fully colored in, it's not grayed out. This is a unit that has already been recruited, but the readiness is only at 54% because they're only at 54% of their total fighting ability, because they've already had to put down one rebellion. So hopefully this defense group will be complete soon so that we can stop having to deal with rebellions, because actually, let me see here. 7K. Dang. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this one. There's no guarantee that this will actually end with us. Yeah, there's no guarantee that that will end with us keeping the planet. If the new recruits aren't completed before this fight is over, then we're gonna once again have to go ahead and re-invade the planet or send another colony ship. That's gonna be a pain. Alright, so let's see, the Kenrith Prime Territory wants to do a territory map swap. What is our relation with them? I'm trying to remember here. I've noticed that in the past few little episodes and stuff, I've gotten a little bit more willing to work with and be more friendly with some of these people. I don't recall seeing all this. Is this new? Is this new information I've gotten? I don't know how I got all this information. No, anyways, Kenrith Prime is over here. You know what, they're pretty far away. Sure, let's go ahead, we'll accept your proposal, see if anything major really changes. Didn't look like it. But yeah, initially I was saying that it looked like the Sakurans weren't, they weren't really, we'll say, opposed a lot. There wasn't a lot of people on their borders, but, you know, as our map is filling in, as we're starting to see the different factions, we are starting to notice that, no, maybe they are having a bit of a, we'll say, a fight to sort of control territory. Who is this, anyways? This is the, are those the dog people? Royal Ketanov Dominion. Yes, those are the sort of dog people. And how are they getting along with the Pantaloon Prime Utopia? Okay, they're pleased. And, if I'm reading this correctly, they give... Wait, I'm trying to remember the maps here, or the flags. I believe the Pantaloon Prime Utopia is giving them mining rights. I think that's how it goes. So giving them mining rights in their territory. So they're actually getting along very well. And that's cool. Those are actually both pretty reliable factions. Alright, going through, we'll say, the rest of the Empire, making sure everything is going well. We're gonna go ahead and make a stop over here at our Dissolution Moon project and see how far along that is. We still have 164 components unbuilt. Like I said, this is going to be going for a little while. I don't think we're going to be having a chance to use a World Destroyer anytime soon. And it looks like the Tekin Corporation and the Gazurian Conformity have ended their war. Oh. And our Fleet Admiral Kobe Okoros has acquired a new skill, Damage Control. And now, I'm trying to remember damage control. If I recall correctly, that just reduces the amount of damage yeah, I can't click on anything, but I'm pretty sure damage control reduces the amount of damage you take. Where are you? We're gonna go ahead and take a look. Damage control, I don't think it will actually explain it to us. No, we'd have to go into the Galactopedia, and I'll do a quick look and see if it has any information on that. But like I said, as far as I can recall, damage control basically is just sort of like a damage reduction. Alright, I wasn't able to find anything in the Galactopedia, but when I went back to the research screen, I remembered that there was a, we'll say, a technology you could research called damage control. So that's where I'm getting my assumption that the Fleet Admiral's skill is basically just a straight up damage reduction, but it's called damage control. So there's that. Yeah. And it would appear that once again, Rezu has left our empire. Yeah, I could go ahead and send yet another colony ship, but I'm kind of wondering if that is even really worth it. I'm like, you know, we need to just send down, I feel like I just need to send Strike Force Alpha in and set up a garrison. Yeah, that's what I think we're gonna do. So, Strike Force Alpha. Oh wait, trade deal offered from the Asilis Major Enclave. They're gonna give us the Going Mining Station, and we're gonna give them a mining station. I have no idea what that that is. Like I said, I can't really look around too well. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we reject this proposal for now, because I don't know the details, and I don't want to make a deal when I don't know the details. I know, it's very disappointing. I'm very sorry. Now, what I could have done is I probably could have gone up here before clicking on the trade deal and actually taken a look at the information. So let's see what they were offering us, because I believe it's possible that sometimes when, it's probably because I declined it, but if there's an offer on the table and you come to the diplomacy screen, a lot of times there will be a button showing you to, it'll give you the ability to go ahead and take them up on their offer. I don't think we have, no. Maybe, I'll show you next time. Maybe there's a territory map thing that comes up. Actually, you know what? We declined it. Let's, we'll leave it at that. It probably has something to do with, a mining station. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm sorry, I'm so indecisive here. Let's see. They want from us the, Pekin 2 mining station. Where is that? That's an H3. So, where is H? H is right here, and 3 is way up here. Oh, we have a mining station way up here. That's cool. Well, you gave us mining rights as well, right? So hey, that's ours. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this this planet is bringing in. Let's see, Eucantium Pearl. I think I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, that's a resource I don't have many sources of, if any other, actually. Let's take a look. We also captured some guy from Kalarba Major Confederation. I don't think that's a pirate faction. I'll take a look at that in a second. Let's see here. How many sources of those pearls do I have? I've got one source of it. I am not giving that up. Now let's see, Calabar Major Confederation. Where are you guys? You are right down here. I was right, it's a pirate faction. Alright, so we captured one of their intelligence agents, and yeah, that's good. So yeah, I think for the Zita Apostolou system, we just cannot seem to really hold on to this planet. They are just absolutely they're just not working with us. They are just being punks. So we're gonna have to send in our Strike Force Alpha. We'll take over the planet, leave a garrison on the planet, and then try, if possible, go ahead and try to take one of the Diet planets as well. All right, I figured, you know what, I'm not getting many new names, and, if I come up with a name, yeah, I might throw it on something. For the most part, we're going to keep, I guess we're going to keep the planet names the way they are. But I figured I would go ahead and start renaming some of the defense fleets I've got, because I was starting to get a lot of numbered ones, and it was kind of hard to keep track of exactly, where each one was actually stationed, because I want to start building some more defensive fleets for some of my new colonies. So I went ahead and renamed those. And now I'm going to go ahead and start, like I said, building forces to defend some of our newer colonies. Like, for example, the Urtu-3 colony. It actually does not have a defensive fleet. It does have a defensive base, but I feel like a defensive fleet would be a good idea for it as well. So we're going to go ahead, and we're actually going to be able to build the defensive fleet for Urtu-3 right here at Urtu-3. Now, I want to keep things a little bit, we'll say, on the cheaper side. So rather than maybe going, we'll say, all cruisers, well, then again, cruisers we'll say, better bang for your buck. We'll build a cruiser and then maybe 2 destroyers. Like I said, I want to keep the fleets a little bit smaller because I don't want to completely kill my cash flow. I do realize that, it might not be the strongest fleet, but it's something. So I'm hoping that will be enough. We can adjust things as needed. So we're going to go ahead under military ships once again, and I'm just going to show you for this one, but I'm just letting you guys know what it is that I am doing at this point. Because I feel like I do a lot of stuff off screen, but I wanted you guys to really be, I wanted to sort of include you guys a little bit more, because I feel like I'm cutting out more and more going, that happened behind the scenes, that happened behind the scenes, that happened behind the scenes. Like, you've seen this before, you don't need to see this again. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to maybe start showing you a little bit more. So it's going to go ahead and build the 3 defensive ships. We're going to set that to, I should probably tell them what the home colony is. There we go. So we've gone ahead and we've set up a defensive fleet. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. I'll do that for some of our other newer planets. And like I said, I just wanted to let you know about that. Now, Rhodian Hive, we have agreed to trade the rare and valuable resource of Karabian spice with you. That's interesting. Let me see, what is their opinion of us? They are annoyed with us, but they are giving us Karabian spice. Karabian. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that, but that's awesome that we're getting that. So I'm kind of hoping that some of our ships will be able to get some of that stuff shipped up to here, shipped up into our territory, and that will help us out. Actually, what exactly does the Karabian spice do? I'm going to need to go ahead and look under the Galactopedia. I'll be right back once I find the relevant article. And of course, by article I meant section, because it's not exactly an article. But anyways, Karabian spice is an extremely rare crystallized white spice. Is valued for... Okay, there's something wrong with that sentence. Is valued for its unique medicinal properties. Under special circumstances, deposits of Karabian spice will spontaneously accumulate on the walls of rocky canyons. The exact process that forms Karabian spice has never been precisely identified, but it is theorized that the spice is created by a chemical reaction between certain types of rocks and the harsh, hot winds that sometimes gust through the canyons. It dramatically increases mental sharpness, allowing a being to perform incredible intellectual feats. Any colony supplied with Karabian spice thus receives a 30% development bonus, over and above any other bonus. Once discovered, every effort should be made to control the trade of this highly valuable resource. Karabian spice is found exclusively on desert worlds, and it is extremely rare. Okay, honestly, I'm kind of curious as to where their source of Karabian spice is. I want to know where that is. Let's click on their planets here, on their systems rather. I'm curious, because I'm like, if we do invade, I'm gonna want to definitely take that planet, and I'm hoping the Teekans don't get to it first. I don't actually see it. Where on earth is it? Give me a second. So the recent ambassadorial appointment of the Great Cadian Territory capital has caused our ambassador Lorian Dukari to acquire a new character trait, linguist. I've also established a new colony in this area here on Ancien Prime. So first things first, let's go ahead and get a defensive team set up and get a small spaceport and a defensive base queued up. So while that's going ahead and developing, I'm going to continue what it was that I was doing a second ago, right after I take a look at the ambassador. Where is he? Right here. No, it's not him. Yes, it is. Linguist. What does Linguist do? He gives a +10 to diplomacy and +10 to tourism income. Awesome. And that would mean that he arrived at the Great Cadian Territory. And they're friendly with us. We now have a +24 with them. Like I said, I think these guys are going to be our next target for, I will say, expanding our mutual defense pact. So that's I want to definitely work on that. Now, I was looking for the Karabian spice. Where is the Karabian spice on in Rhodian territory? And I'm not able to find it. I've basically clicked on all the systems. Basically, if you look down here, it tends to show you which resources are in their systems. But when I'm clicking on it, I don't see Karabian spice anywhere. What is this? It's incense. This is the pearls. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's here. So I'm wondering, are they getting it from someone else? I wonder, is that a possibility? If you are receiving one resource through trade, can you go ahead and in turn trade that to trade that with another empire? Let me go ahead and take a look. Who would they likely be trading with? Let's take a look here. They appear to be friendly with the Gazurians. Do the Gazurians have Karabian spice? It does not appear that they do. Otherwise, it would be listed down here at the bottom. Let's see. Is there anyone else they're actually friendly with? Not really. They're angry. Orange, that's a trade sanction, so they don't have they don't have a source of Karabian spice with the Cadians. I don't know. Then again, I'm looking at only colony worlds. There's my problem. I have to remember that they can set up a mining base somewhere. So I'll have to look around and see if there's a way that I can look at every resource they have and the location of it. The Great Canadian Territory is giving us a gift of 309 credits. You know what? Thank you, and let's have a gift as well. Here's 15 grand. And they're like, oh, wow, okay, well, don't we feel cheap? You should feel cheap, guys. You should feel cheap. So after we've gone ahead and we've sent that off to them, I'm curious as to what our relationship with them is. It's currently at, what, 29? Okay. What do we currently have with them? Do we have a free trade agreement? What if we were to go ahead and be like, oh, I don't know, we've given them military and mining. Yeah, we have, okay. Well, if we've done that, we definitely want something out of it, so... Mutual defense pact? No, I didn't think so. We'll continue to work on them, though. And Sorat Banaza has developed a new trait of being a poor navigator, which means a -10 to hyper jump speed. So it takes him a while to sort of lock in the coordinates for the next jump. For every good trait that one of our characters develops, there's inevitably going to be a negative trait. And I called it. Basically, I went up here, I noticed one of my exploration ships was under attack, so I went in and I went and looked at what was going on, and sure enough, the Naxilians have gone ahead and they've colonized that planet up here in the Dayu system that had the Naxilians on it. So, the Naxilians are actually spreading out a lot more than I would like. And Elysium is under attack yet again. Wow. They really like attacking Elysium, don't they? Now, I just noticed the other, just not too long ago, that Elysium actually had no troops on it. And, okay, so they were recruited in time. So I had queued up some of them to be, some troops to be recruited, and, ooh. Okay, so we're still good, And I wasn't sure if they had completed yet, but yeah, they had. Doesn't look like my, where's my blue system defense force? They should be here. Yeah, like, we are actually taking a lot of hits here. Shields are holding on, this spaceport. But, like, I think they're starting to arrive. It took them a little bit longer than I would have liked to intercept this attack. Huh. Now, I'm not sure if Elysium had a defensive base, but let's go ahead and, let's see to it that there's one queued up to be built. Yeah, I don't like that. My defensive fleet was way too slow in intercepting this. Was it because they were occupied elsewhere? It was, were there pirate strikes elsewhere in the system? I'm wondering if that was the case. Like, the fleet was occupied somewhere else. Yeah, because it looks like fighters were dispatched up in this direction here from the Blue Planet. So I'm wondering if they were dealing with something around the Blue Planet, and then, they were, that's the reason why they were a little bit late getting down to Elysium. That's possible. I don't want to give Elysium its own separate defense fleet. I feel like one per system is sufficient, but we're definitely going to make sure that it's got a defensive base. At least one defensive base set up there. Oh, man. Alright, so there's been an enormous sandstorm on Urtu 3. The colossal storm winds have sent a wall of sand across half the planet's surface, irretrievably burying many cities underneath. As a result, there has been extensive loss of life, and the sandstorm has even damaged the quality of the planet itself. Oh, we're gonna have to take a look at that in just a second. First things first, though. I actually was not here to look at the pirate thing. It's just something that happened to be there. We're basically in the Zita Apostolou system. And Strike Force Bravo is still maintaining, we'll say, control of the area, destroying pirates and doing a very poor job of protecting our mining bases, evidently. Actually, yeah, so I'll have to go ahead and rebuild that. But Strike Force Alpha is actually done loading troops. So we're going to go ahead and we'll say, recapture our planet that had been taken over. And wow, Strike Force Bravo, you really dropped the ball on that one. It seems like my my forces just have been really slow on the draw lately. They're just not doing their jobs the way I would expect them to. So Strike Force Alpha is being sent over here. We're gonna retake the planet, set up a garrison, and if we still have enough forces left over afterwards, we might go ahead and, like I said before, go ahead and try to take one of the Diet planets. Well, why not this one? Well, maybe because I'm building a mining base and it would be better to, I don't know, we'll see. Alright, taking a look at Ur-2-3, this actually really saddens me because Ur-2-3 was doing actually really well, you know, being having such a high population and everything, but having, actually it looks like the population is maxed. That's because the quality of the planet has been reduced. So over time they will be able to go ahead and we'll say the population cap on the planet will increase. So even though it says max, it's going to keep going up like we see right here. So that's a bit disappointing, but you know, they'll get back up there. They will get back up there. Alright, so basically the recent space battle has given our ship captain, whatever is Sam calls, a new ability, and that is in countermeasures. So he's better at, we'll say, countering things, I guess we'll say. Strike Force Alpha has just started to, we'll say, arrive in system, and we'll say our invasion of the planet is about to start. I really hate that it had to come to this. These guys here, they should have known. They should have known. These fictional, digital characters who are programmed to not think, they should have thought. I don't know. So it looks like we captured another pirate intelligence agent. I feel like that's really not a big deal. If it was another empire, then I feel like, okay, we can leverage this, we can use this to our advantage. And you know what, this game really, it actually really scares me. Because, you know, I'm thinking, I try to, you know, I compare it to, like, real life, you know? I'm thinking about it, you know, you criticize your governments for the different choices they make, and you're like, oh my goodness, that is so unscrupulous of you, and, you know, you crap on them. And then I'm playing the game, and I'm noticing myself doing a lot of the same things that you see, you know, like, a lot of these other governments doing, and you're like, am I a hypocrite? And the answer is no, because I know that I'm dealing with digital and non-real lives. So there is a bit of a difference between what's going on in the game and in real life. But it is interesting to note the we'll say the similarities. You know, the lines you can draw that are kind of like, huh, that is very interesting. That you know, you could say that it means that the game does a good job at replicating real life, but at the same time, it also emphasizes the human mind and how we handle things, how we deal with things, how we perceive things, our problem-solving process. You know, the way we think. It's a very interesting thing to sort of observe and I guess kind of participate in. Now, Rezu. We're gonna go ahead and, we have a defense unit. We're gonna go ahead and garrison you. And these Tekin Trapper units, why are you even there? I don't even know. We'll garrison you too. I don't like the Tekin troops. Like I said, they're not quite as, strong as I would like. So, we're gonna go ahead and garrison them, and then tell Strike Force Alpha to go ahead and load troops back up. We didn't even drop off the full complement of troops. We just dropped off, you know, part of what we had, and it was still very effective. Man, everybody's giving me monetary gifts. That's cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you too. 20 grand. Yes, I do like it. Thank you very much. So we're gonna go ahead and load up the troops, and then go. Like I said, you know, we'll probably go ahead and try to take this planet here. It's nearby, and it's we'll say actually no. Let's go ahead and actually analyze which planet would be better to take. This planet here, for instance, let's see, quality 65, and it's a size of 22.8. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one now. This one has a slightly better quality, but slightly smaller. Interesting. 172k for we'll say army size or army strength, and on this planet here it is 184. Let's go with the easier one. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll tackle the other one just because it is a smaller and we'll say easier target. And the Rendula colonies have terminated any trade of the rare and valuable resource Endabia fluid with us. That's alright, we will eventually take it by force. There we go, that's my way of sort of, yeah, I'll get over it, we'll get it back anyways. Alright, so they've completed loading up their troops here off of Rizu, and who are not incredibly angry anymore. Look at that, see guys? When you're not whining all the time and stuff, you know, things can happen. It's good. So we're gonna go ahead and start building, once again, try to build a spaceport there. And actually, I'm wondering if we should have held off. No, I think that's... Because I was like, wait a second, this is already a developed planet. Once we take over this planet, then we can build a much larger spaceport and really get a defensive foothold here. You know what? It's there's no guarantee we'll be able to take this planet. It's pretty probable, but it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. All right, and as I suspected, the odds are definitely in our favor. Let's see, we've currently got, 245k versus 161k now, and even more being dropped off as we speak. And actually, even when I look at the Strike Force Alpha, it shows that we still have 71k strength in space that has not yet been deployed, and we're already outnumbering them by quite a bit. So, wow, man, look at all these modifiers. Armored breakthrough, overwhelming odds, defense grid, special operations, space control. These guys do not stand a chance. So, you know what, we might be able to take over both of the Diet planets with just this one load of troops. Yeah. So basically, once we go ahead and take this planet over, we'll establish the garrison, and then we're gonna go ahead and try to take over the other planet. So we're expanding. We're getting a lot of planets, and this makes me happy. Now, interesting. I noticed a second ago. It was off. I'm pretty sure I'll have cut it out, but because it was something small that it didn't really register for me. But there was a ship with a red outline, like dotted outline around it, and I noticed up here it says we have detected a pirate smuggler ship, the elusive rendezvous, in the Razman Raiders in the Zita Apostolou system. And then it occurred to me, wait a second, that must mean we detected a pirate faction, as you know, in one of those independent smuggling ships. So I'm wondering, is that some of those new sensors that we've got? Like, do we even have any new sensors? I'm gonna need to take a look. We don't even have an intense sensor. So I'm not sure how they were able to identify that it was a smuggler ship, but I think that's very interesting that that it's possible for you to identify a smuggling ship. That's cool. That's interesting. That is cool. I say the end word interesting a lot. I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we'll say garrison. We'll say the defense force on here. Teak Trapper. We'll garrison them because we don't want them we don't want to be using them to take over different planets. And it looks like they've automatically started recruiting Diet Militia. Oh, that's probably a unit that was queued up beforehand. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and load troops at the nearest colony. Even though it looks like Strike Force Alpha had warped over here to, I don't know, fight something, but it looks like Strike Force Bravo's already here, and they're already on it. You guys just go ahead and get the troops and get ready to, get loaded up and ready to, we'll say, take over this planet. Now, I'm looking at my cash flow, I'm like, we're minus 22,000. Well, I just got 2 new planets, and I am not taxing them. I'm pretty sure that there is no established tax here. Now, Rizu, I can understand. It's very underdeveloped at this point and wouldn't really give us a whole lot. However, this planet here, yeah, these guys should be giving us at least some money. So we're going to go ahead and increase the tax on planet, how do you pronounce that? Isantat. Isintat. I don't know. Well, we're going to tax them at about 5%, and that won't, we'll say, bring us into the positive for cash flow, I don't think, but it will definitely, we'll say, lessen the, we'll say, the loss. Well, actually, technically, we're not at a loss, because our bonus income is so high that even though our regular cash flow from within our empire is negative, we're making enough money through trade and other deals. Let me see here. Resort income, foreign trade bonuses, spaceport income. You know, we're making enough money from these other sources that we're actually gaining money. And I actually forgot about it. I also had queued up a colony ship to come to the planet Yelex 1 to colonize it as well. So we've gone ahead and we've colonized another planet. The Fortress of Torak. Should we investigate the ruins? Let's go ahead and do that. The Fortress of Torak provides a unique bonus to any empire that colonizes this planet. Any troops trained on this planet gain 100% strength bonus, as well as being trained 100% faster. Ooh! Additionally, any forces defending this planet from invasion gain 100% combat bonus. We should immediately send a colony ship to colonize this extremely valuable world and gain this bonus to our empire. Where is this? It's going to be in someone else's territory. Is it this planet right here? It is this planet. So that's in Theta Ulros Junction 1. It's going to be. It's way out of our reach. There's no way we can get that planet. If it was an independent planet, like if there was already people there, you know, we could have taken it through military, taken it militarily. And there's Caribbean spice on there. But this giant slug is going to chase off my construction ship. Yeah, okay. You know, guy, go ahead and retrofit. That thing's gonna chase you off anyways. This planet here, this will be kind of maybe a neat long-term project. I would definitely like to secure this planet because I feel like whoever gets this planet, they're not going to be able to, we're not gonna be able to take it. However, I just noticed quality 0%. It's a tough one because, you know, I'd like to colonize the planet, but at the same time, you know, it's not going to really be able to get a really large population. But on the other hand, there's Caribbean spice on there. That's a nice planet. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on that. And holy cow, our bonus income is at 181. What happened? Spaceport income. Evidently, we'll say the private sector is probably, let me see, where's the private sector? They are probably paying us a lot of money for maybe retrofits or something. That is huge. Awesome, okay. Oh, actually, you know what, I wonder if it's, because I actually queued up a bunch of mining bases to be built. So I'm wondering if that's where that money is coming from. I'm not too sure. Like, I find the system for the finances and stuff, it's actually pretty good, but there are certain areas where I would like to be able to get a little bit more down to the nitty-gritty and really be able to see what it is that is going on behind the scenes. Strike Force Alpha, you do have all your troops loaded up though, so I'm gonna get you to go over here and invade this planet. And since we've gone ahead and we've invaded the other planet, let's go ahead and build a spaceport on that one as well. Because spaceports are good. Oh wait. What's going on here? Independent. Are they what? Oh, wait, no, stop. Strike Force Alpha, stop. Do not invade. Keep the troops. Dang, it looks like they rebelled. Did I miss that? Let me take a look. Under attack. Fortress, Empire bonus, ship, colony rebelling. Ah, man, I totally missed that. Alright, so we need to go ahead and unload our troops on, we lost it. So whatever garrison we had there is gone as well. I keep forgetting that if you take a planet that large, you also have to deal with the population, and then he will say, no, stop. Sorry, I was talking to this transport ship. The transport ship was going to go ahead and, you know, drop off all its troops. But I wanted to wait for the rest of the fleet so that they can drop all the troops at once. Because if you send them in like one at a time, they're just going to get chewed up. So I'm waiting until like the whole fleet sort of surrounds the planet. And I believe I could maybe go, sometimes there's an option that says prepare and then attack, but for some reason it's not showing up right now. So I just wanted to make sure they were all close before I gave them the official order to attack. Let's try that again. Alright, so we've once again brought our troops back onto the planet Isantat, and we're going to, it's pretty obvious we're going to be successful and being able to take the planet. However, I think we're going to leave our troops on the surface for a little bit longer this time. I don't know, I guess I'm used to dealing with, we'll say, small planets, where, you know, just having the 3 units to garrison is fine. I don't have to worry so much about these grand revolts, you know, these rebellions. And it looks like a pirate ship decided that it was going to, I don't know, just come into system and get blown up. Oh, there's another one here too. Oh, there's another one there too. That's amazing, guys. Thanks for showing up and get it. We got a nice show going on. We got you know, war in space. We got war on the ground. It's a good show. Good show for everyone. So yeah. I'm gonna have to leave my troops on the ground to let them, to really make sure that we secure this planet before we try moving on to the next one. Right, I finally got curious. I was like, Rezu, why on earth are they, you know, why are they so upset? And I went in here and I looked at this. It says, we are in awe of nearby colonies of other empires. So that's actually something I've never noticed before, or I've never actually seen necessarily before that in this screen, and that's basically they're kind of envious. They're kind of like, well, we want our colony to be kind of like these other great empires. So it's like someone else's, we'll say, influence is really pressing on them. It's really kind of affecting the way they're viewing things. Now, I'm not sure if that is, we'll say, code for intelligence mission, but I do know that when you do get to closer, like to border worlds, it does play a role. So I'm wondering, especially because we look like I don't really see any other spheres of influence that would really cover that. So I'm wondering if it's the independent colonies by the you know, the Diet under. Come on, Jason, the Diet independent colonies that it's noticing, and I think of all the places I made defensive fleets for, I forgot to make one for MC, or I don't know. Which is unfortunate. They're going to be, yeah, they're gonna get raided. That sucks. Anyways, as I was saying, I can't remember what I was saying. I was saying something. Yeah, so I'm not sure, like I said, if it's an intelligence mission or if the independent colonies nearby, the Diet system, or the Diet colonies, the independent ones, are having an influence. Also of note is the population on the planet. So if we actually take a look at the population, we have human, but we also have a decent amount of Gazurians as well. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with their unhappiness. But yeah, we've just gotta make sure that we I don't know. We just have to make sure we grow the colony so that they can, you know, they can be happy. There we go. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and where is the nearest base? It is at what planet is this? Kiefer Major 2. It's actually a little ways away. Let's see, size-wise, it's actually not too bad. So we're gonna go here. I just realized it has no troops. I don't know why that is. Why is that? Did I forget to build troops on this planet? Man, get your act together. Seriously, guy. This is actually a pretty important planet by the looks of things. We got a lot of traffic coming through here. We got a lot of freighters, a lot of mining. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that it has a defensive base. 1, built around it. And 2, I'm gonna go ahead and build a small defensive fleet here. We're gonna choose a cruiser, and maybe 2 destroyers. And I'm gonna actually send those off to defend the planet, MC. You know, I'm just gonna own it. It's MC. That's planet, I don't know, MC Hammer. I have no idea why. We're just gonna call it Planet MC Hammer. Because I'm an idiot. Sure, yes, let's be idiots. So we're just gonna say this is the MC Defense Force. Select new home colony. It will be that one, set home colony. And we will select that force. And basically send it off there to defend that planet. Because we're having a hard time just getting, we'll say, come on, star bases up and stuff. We have discovered the stone gate of Kalaktala, something. Ancient ruins from a lost civilization at the continental planet Kalaktala 3 in the blah blah system, whatever. Surveying from orbit indicates that the ruins date from an extremely distant past. Yes, we want to investigate, and there's absolutely nothing. Disappointing. Alright, and as I suspected, they're trying to, basically, we had taken, Iseantat, we had taken it over, and we were sort of holding it, but I knew that they were going to try to rebel against us again, so I left all of our troops on the planet. We are going to go ahead, though, and get our Strike Force Alpha to patrol above the planet. Because what's happening is, yes, we do have a slight edge in power. However, we need some more bonuses. So I'm going to try to get our fleet above there, and that's going to get us at least space control, and that should help us repel this rebellion. And let's see how much that helps. Oh, and our engineers have completed research and enhanced scanners. This breakthrough provides improvements to the existing component long-range scanners. So our long-range scanners can now scan out a longer distance than they could before. And there's our space control, and there's our advantage. We're gonna win this one. At this point here, though, I'm realizing I don't feel like reading anymore. I'm kind of like, okay, I'm done. I've had enough for now. So I think now's a good time to go ahead and end things before things just are unentertaining anymore. They may have already gotten there. Who knows? But we've got a positive cash flow again. Our bonus income is amazing. It looks like we're going to hold this planet, at least for now. And we've got a defensive fleet being put together for a planet MC, which I am going to rename to MC Hammer. Just because it's easier for me. I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to be pronouncing this. I know I'm going to be sounding like an idiot, so let's just own the idiotness. MC Hammer. There we go. Great. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and save the game as LP26, I believe, right? Yes, because this is after our 26th outing, our 26th episode. So, I would like to thank you so much for joining me once again in Distant Worlds Universe. If you liked the video, you like the content, you'd like to see more of it, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave it a thumbs down. Either way, let me know what you thought in the comment section. And until next time, I would like to ask you all to game on.